right. This is Dolores Cannon again with the Metaphysical Hour. And I want to give out the number now that we've been given out before. It's the toll-free number from all over the world. Anyone who wants to call in from anywhere in the world can use this number. The number is 877-876-5227. 877-876-5227. But people have been telling me, I keep thinking we don't get that many call-ins. Well, I've been on the road, and people have been telling me at my lectures, you're right, we don't want to call in because we want to listen to you. So I guess that's the reason. But there is the number just in case, anyway, because we do get involved in so many things. Now, tonight I was supposed to have a guest, and he was a guest that I was looking forward to. He's somebody I've known for a long time. I think you'll notice all the people that I have on my show that are guests are all people that I know, and they're all people that, I've known for a long time, and that's ones that I usually ask to be on the show first. We get a lot of emails from people wanting to be on the show, and the only thing I can do is put them in a folder, and I will contact them if I think it's appropriate after we start running down. But right now, I've been asking the people that I know. Well, it was supposed to be David Hatcher Childress, who is a wonderful man, and he had to cancel out on me at the last minute. Some of you may be familiar with him. I don't know how many times he's probably been called the real Indiana Jones, but he is an adventurer, an amateur archaeologist, and he travels everywhere. I mean everywhere, places that you wouldn't even think anybody could get into. And he does the real exploring, and he's found things that people don't know about. He's written, many, many books. But when he called today and had to cancel, I said I wouldn't have been surprised if you were telling me you were going to Outer Mongolia, because believe me, he's been there. Anyway, he said that he will reschedule, and we'll be talking to him maybe in October or November, whenever we can fit it into our schedules again. But he was the one I was supposed to do tonight. So I guess it's just going to be me tonight talking anyway. But I have been on the road again the last 3 weeks, and that's why I haven't had a show. I think they said they've been doing reruns on the shows, broadcasting, I guess you would say, the shows that I've already done, because I've been traveling. And I told Don, I said, I've not learned how to do a show yet from an airplane. If I'm in the air, it's kind of hard. Or if I'm doing a class somewhere, like the last one I just got back from was in California. We go live here in Arkansas at 7. And that means it was 5 in California when I was still giving my class. So sometimes it's hard to be in two places at once. You don't know how many people have told me that I need to be cloned. Or they think maybe you are cloned in order to do all the work that you've been doing anyway. But I do want to say something else that happened this last week. We got an email from someone who wanted to know, they said they had heard that I'd passed away. And I thought that was so funny. Here I am on the road all the time, and they thought I'd passed away. It reminds me of what Mark Twain said. The stories of my demise are greatly exaggerated. Because believe me, I'm a long way from that. But the last 3 weeks, I started out about the 10th of August, and I knew that by the time I got back, been back 2 days now, that the whole month of August would have been completely evaporated, and that's exactly what happened, because here we are on the 1st of September, and now I'm going to be home for a couple of weeks anyway. I'm not traveling quite as much as I was, but those were 3 weeks that were really booked solid. And I don't like it when my daughter, Julia, you all know she runs my office. She books things a little too close. And when I came back from Washington, I had went out to Washington, D.C. When I came back, I had 2 days off between the next trip. And I thought I was going to have those off. But when I come back, I found out that she had booked 2 clients on those 2 days. But she said, don't get upset with me. There were 2 people that were coming from Brazil, and it was the only way they could fit it into their trip. So you can't get upset about something like that when somebody is coming such a long distance. But I didn't have time to really rest at all. I went directly into the sessions with the clients. Then I had to go to Greensboro, North Carolina, and I gave a class out there. And I knew when I came back I was only going to have 1 day before heading out for San Jose. So I put a big X on the calendar, and I told my daughter, don't book anything on that 1 day. I got at least have time to wash my clothes before I get started out again, before you turn around. So I had a very good class in North Carolina, and then I had the 1 day off and went out to San Francisco, San Jose area. I did some lectures out there. I did my class, and then I did some book signings and lectures at East West Bookstore out there by San Jose. Santa Clara, really, you know, they all kind of merge together when you get out there. So it was really a very close planned trip. Now, these classes have been working out very well. Well, this means I'm going to do another one in 2 weeks here in Arkansas, which means no plane rides anyway. It means there'll be 6 of them that I've given this year. And that includes the ones I did in Russia and Amsterdam and London. So it seems like a lot of my time now is being spent doing the classes, which is good, because I've told you before, there's so many people wanting sessions, and they're coming to see me here in Arkansas, in the middle of nowhere. They're coming from all over the world. I had a man come from China last year just to have a session. Then I had these people from Brazil. I've had them come from New Zealand, from all over Europe. They keep showing up at my doorstep. The people in town, in such a little town, usually know if there's a stranger walking the streets, they've usually come to see me. So it's kind of a joke anyway in town. But they're coming from everywhere. So that's when I decided 5 years ago I was going to have to start doing something about it, because there's no way I could possibly see all the people who want to see me. I was seeing them when I was going on tours, you know, lecture tours, and I would stay a little longer in each city. Then I could stay for about a week or 10 days and see clients, but I still couldn't take care of all the ones on the list. So I tried to see them here by renting a motel room or something, but there again I had to stay right there, and it was over in the next city. So that's when I decided to open an office in this little bitty town that we live in of Huntsville, Arkansas. Only have about 2,000 people here. So I decided to open the office there, and I've begun to see people. But then even that is getting to be where it's difficult to really see all the ones who need help. So that's when I decided to start having the classes, because I'm trying to pass on what I have learned. The technique that I've developed is so unique and it is so effective that I needed to pass it on to other people to learn. Dr. Henry Bolduc, some of you may know who that is. He's a very famous hypnotist here in the United States. He's the one that urged me to go ahead and do this. He told me one time, he said, you have to teach. And I said, well, how can you teach? I don't know. If it's something I developed, how can I teach that to other people? I don't know if it's possible. But he said, you must teach. You found something we don't understand. And that's when I began thinking about it, and I decided to try it. And a lot of you know now it's been 5 years, and I've given many, many classes, and I'm getting wonderful feedback from the people that I've been teaching. And they're saying they are also having fantastic results with the methods that I've been showing them. So it is teachable, and other people can do the same things that I've been doing. But I have had some people coming to the classes who have been trained in the traditional ways, and a lot of them are not really willing to change because they say, well, this is the way we were taught, and it's time proven. The only thing is the methods they're taught, they learned them from someone who learned them from somebody else, who learned them from somebody else, who way back there decided this would be a good way to do hypnosis. The methods are old-fashioned and out of date. There's a lot of parts to them that are not used anymore, and that's what I found. I found a lot of things that could be eliminated from the hypnosis process, and you could have much more effective results. You could have quicker inductions, and we could have remarkable healing. And that's why my technique is different. I'm not using someone else's that was teaching it. I developed my own. So in the class in South Carolina, I had one woman came from England, and then another woman came from Brazil. And the one I just finished in California, there was 2 people came from New Zealand, and 1 woman came from Hong Kong. So they're hearing about it everywhere and are coming here to learn this method. So I think this is what I'm supposed to be devoting a lot more of my time to. I like the lectures. I like meeting people. The one I did out in San Jose was like Old Home Week because there was a lot of old friends that were at that one. And even the last one I did at East West Bookstore, the majority there knew the books and were asking lots and lots of questions about the books. That makes me feel very good because when you're writing the books, it's in one little room by yourself, typing away and always wondering if anybody going to read this, is anybody going to understand it? And people are telling me they are reading it and they do like the books, so that makes it all worthwhile when I know that. So that's what I've been doing. Interestingly enough, the last show that I did with a guest was with Dr. Haynes Ely from California, and he was talking about his association with John of God down in Brazil. And that was a very fascinating show. And then here, a few weeks later, the people who came from Brazil are also connected with John of God. And the ones who took my class are. So I keep wondering, what does that mean? I keep getting more and more about him, but they also told me remarkable stories, and I really feel that John of God in Brazil is real. He is doing